is amazing. Oh, it's clash heads again. This is like Chaz Moskin, Cam Water.
For the first time here for season 3. Davis on pole, Vandergren in second. It's going to be sprint round action here tonight. Let's go racing here at Daytona. It was a good start there from Davis in comparison to Vandergren in behind. Cowan's absolutely bogged it up and already dropped out of the top 3 here as they come down towards turn 1 for the first time. There's biffing and barging between Gallen and Cowan. These guys are still going at it after last season. They survived for this time by though. Through turn 2 and 3 they come. Nice and clean, boys. Keep it up as they come up to...
I love riding. It's a real social thing. There's a great bond between riders.
Every weekend I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other.
Riding to work is a great way to start the day.
Shannons insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. They offer features riders really want. It's why they're one of Australia's leading motorcycle insurance providers.
Whatever you ride,
Whatever you ride,
Whatever you ride.
ride with Shannons.
Call 134646 for a quote.
Through turn 1, it was a horrible start from De Bono, who's absolutely bogged it up and gets eaten alive by Dixon and Gowans as they come on through. Through turn 1 they come, and they all spread out around in towards the first sector of the Silverstone circuit. They look all right at the moment. Okay, there's already been a car spun round. That's Jordan Ferguson offline.
Is green, green, green at Road Atlanta here as well. Faulkner did get away. De Bono is tucked in as well. Unfortunately, Houghton is on that outside line. De Bono does want to turn it to turns. He's got the job. De Bono's overtaken. Now can he get Ben Faulkner up through turns for 2 and 3? They go round the right-hander, dropping down the hill. Faulkner's out in front. De Bono second. Houghton third. Ratcliffe in fourth. No real dramas going into turn 1.
We've always had a few cars. They're all special. The T-Bird.
Oh, that's mine.
The Combi for when we want to get away. The XR8.
It's going to be a classic.
They're all insured with Shannons,
We've also got Shannon's home and contents cover.
which helps protect our automotive collectibles, tools and memorabilia in the home and garage. If you're motoring enthusiasts like us, it's got to be.
Shannon's.
Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 134646 for a quote.
amazing. It's clash heads again. This is like Chaz Moskin, Cam Waters. Almost the same situation. Better contact going down the hill. Sam Noble wants to sniff on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble bottle right now because tell you what, Bruce Tannock and Jamie Dyke just absolutely drove away from us. Hayden trying to go around the outside. This is where he could have just sent it up to the inside, but he hasn't committed, which is fair enough. It's very scary out there, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's see if we get a good run. Dodds just absolutely think about it. It's a really nice move. Blake Delaney had to move out of the way.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to SRW TV, and welcome into the Warren & Brown Tools V8 Supercars Championship for round 13 of season 1 of 2025 out of Virginia International Raceway. I'm your commentator here tonight, Hamish Munro, joined once again by Stephen Sinkovic alongside Sinko. We're getting down to the nitty and gritty of this championship. 3 rounds to go for this season, including tonight's race here at VIR, and after that we'll be 2 weeks away from crowning our first double-length season V8 Supercars champion for Sunday nights. It's going to be a big night of racing for these drivers. Big points on offer for them as well. And the big news coming into this race for this week is James Scott breaking his ankle earlier in the week, doing extracurricular activities.
Yeah, it's amazing how much damage you can do on a squash court, mate. Amazing how much damage you can do. But you know what? It has opened the door up a little bit, and the title is down to 45 points. Plus take a bit here or there. I'm sure he's going to be chomping at the bit and wanting to try a bit of left foot braking and accelerating, or whatever he's going to do with whatever foot is damaged. But we'll see how he goes next week. But VIR, mate. Not one of my favourite tracks, not one of your favourite tracks, but during the week, we've had some spectacular fighting and battling across this track.
Yeah, it's been some great racing, not just within the officials, but in the leagues as well that run this circuit across the week. Hopefully, for James's sake, he hasn't squashed his championship hopes, Cinco, with doing that extracurricular activity. Horrible dad joke for you. This circuit has actually been filled with some very, very good racing this week. As I said, not just in the officials, but in the leagues as well that run this circuit across the week too, and it all culminates here tonight. Of course, season changeover happens next week, so we go to week 13, the update for season 3 releases, so drivers will be able to get out there in some new cars. They'll be able to have a bit of a test of the bend as well before week 1 begins in 2 weeks' time too. But, I mean, I'm excited to get 2 weeks left, 2 rounds to go after this week as well for the Sunday series, and it's been a hell of a championship thus far.
Man, it's gone so quick. It's like, wow, halfway mark of the year. It feels like we just started after Christmas not too long ago. It was like, what the hell? But it is what it is. Oh, well, it is. It's going to be funny. Blake Warboys, have a look at the rig I'm using tonight. I put a photo in Discord.
Yeah,
what's he doing?
His
tonight?
rig is being held together with snap straps.
Oh, no.
Yep. So he's obviously not at home. He's somewhere else, or maybe away for the long weekend. And whoever he's gone to see, whether it's John Van Ree or Richard Barella or somebody else, I don't know. But the rig is it is tensioned with snap straps.
It's a next level GT position rig. So it's the ones you get from Pagnian. I've got the similar rig, but in the F1 format. But my old one isn't held together like that at all, mate. It's actually quite sturdy. That seat, mate, I would be using some sanitaries on that before you sit down.
Maybe just lay some toilet paper down on the seat just to give yourself a nice bit of cushion where you'll be sitting as well. Speaking of Blake, he currently leads the qualifying at this stage with a 149.12 as well, with Billy Moll, Troy Stonestreet. Oh, as I say that, Ryan Mueller goes P3. And a 149.83 on that lap time by as well. We also hope everyone out there who participated in the Nürburgring 24-hour this weekend, or if you're still participating as well, that you're having a good run and a good race. And if you're watching and you did race in the event, let us know how you went in the chat. We want to hear from you. We want to know how you went in all iRacing special events when they line up with our calendar, so then we can get a feeling for how drivers are progressing in their iRacing careers out there.
Yeah, exactly. It's always good to hear how our drivers that compete in our series have gone out and other series and officials and everything else underneath the whole iRacing banner. But lots of fun to be had tonight, mate. This track put up some amazing battles, and as much as Mr. James Scott is not going to be available tonight to race, it's going to give War Boys a bit of a hobble along. But also the battle between Billy Mole and Ryan Mueller in the third and fourth places are all really tight still. So these boys have got lots to fight for, and we've seen Mueller and Mole really have some amazing battles all season through. And some of these new boys that have been jumping up the ladder, like Jace Douglas and Jack Andrews, have been doing really well.
Oh, I remember on Tuesday, if you recall,
DQ'd.
Yeah, they got DQ'd. Well, they were going to get investigated and DQ'd. They voluntarily left the session. They had started the race on their qualifying set with qualifying fuel, and then towed back to pit lane to fill it with fuel, so then the setup wouldn't be illegal by being too low. So yeah, they were going to get disqualified. I remember back on Tuesday, Singer, as they ran up the hill up towards turn 10, the little contact that Billy and Ryan had going up the hill. So they've definitely been getting the elbows out together, and they'll be hoping to do it once again here this evening as well, and continue fighting their way forward. With James out tonight, if Billy can solidify some solid points on the board, he would not only be putting pressure back on James, but if I check the maths, well, he's 195 away, so he's not going to pass James, but he'll certainly start to creep up on him and may force James, if he were to miss the next round, to come back for the final round and put some pressure back onto Billy to try and take home P2 in the championship.
Yeah, look, there's a lot to play for. There's pride out there. We've seen some boys that have been leading series in the past, like Josh Horton, have mishaps with equipment and stuff like that, and in the last few rounds, and it's taken them away from them. But what it does, it comes brings them back the following season with a lot more hunger, a lot more vigor, and just a bit more excitement about their driving. But we'll see how it goes. These boys out here will have an epic battle. Hopefully we'll see some boys lift a peg or two.
I mean, they're going to have to find something, find some pace, find some time as Billy Mole goes off the circuit at turn 1. Jack Andrews goes up to P7 in the standings here in qualifying. Douglas needs to find some time as well.
Yeah, Ryan's just missed the breaking point, gone straight off into the grass and into the walls. So Grandma, he's all right. Car's good. There's no medical attention required.
So Jace needs to find a little bit of time here if he hopes to get inside of the top 10 in qualifying. Tim Mulford as well, a couple of seconds off the pace at this stage. Needs to find something in that Phoenix Racing Team car if he hopes to find the car into the top 10 as well. As Stacey Boyd pops his way up to P4. New team for Stacey as of tonight as well. I need to double check what the team's called again. I believe it is Phase 4 Motorsport. He's moved away from Nova Sim Sports and now racing for Phase 4 going forward.
Who's that, Stacey Boyd?
Yes.
Yeah. Looking good too. I've never heard of them though.
No, I haven't either. So I'm not sure if maybe it's a US-based team or if it,
he's created himself.
Yeah, I don't know if he created it or if maybe they were created and he joined them as they were creating it. I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's made the move and now representing a new team going forward as well. You know, drivers who I would suspect would not change teams unless something otherworldly happened. You know, Blake Warboys, WKMP Sim Sports. I feel if we ever see him in anything other than a WKMP Sim Sports livery for a full-time drive, the world may be on fire at that point there, Cinco.
Yeah, Ryan is the lone Pelican out there at the moment. Don't know what happened to the rest of you Pelicans on a Sunday night. Taking it easy, I guess.
They've gone into hibernation for the winter.
Aussie-based.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, maybe they've gone south.
Yeah, they've gone south. They've gone down to Tassie.
Oh, sorry, which normally would, from our destination, probably go north for winter, yeah? To the warmer climate.
Yeah, they would.
Yeah.
All right, so
Bloody Pelicans.
Bloody Pelicans. We've got about 90 seconds left in qualifying. The drivers will get cut off tonight at the 15 minutes, being a sprint round this evening, a 20-minute race and a 40-minute race to come your way with the top 10 inverted for the 40-minute feature as well. for War Boys, I mean, and for Blake, I think now he needs to maximise. He needs to take the double win. He had a very difficult race on Tuesday. Singer took the win in race 1 and then had a very unfortunate run in race 2. He needs to pretty much have the complete opposite of what he had in race 2 last week on Tuesday. He needs to try and get that double win tonight.
It was a tough race Tuesday night, wasn't it? Especially the second feature got a bit messy, more to our surprise, especially when the usually the split 1 is a little bit cleaner than split 2.
Yeah, I think the differences that's been happening with split 2 as of late, I think drivers are getting more and more comfortable racing around each other, and they're getting more comfortable in the car. They're getting used to the car. They're learning the car a lot more. Where obviously the split 1 guys are racing on pure millimeters and milliseconds, and you put those two things together, and drivers who are very, very quick and just as quick as each other oftentimes may make contact and have incidents together. So maybe that's the skill and pace spread of split 2 going to its advantage to make it less chaotic than split 1. But I don't know. Maybe the drivers in split 1 are just a little bit more crash hungry as qualifying comes to an end.
Yeah, you also get split 1, split 2. Some of the drivers that are in split 1, they've got fast drivers in split. In split 2, they've got fast drivers in split 1. A benefit of setups that the teams use and stuff like that. Guys that are in split 2, there's a lot of them that don't have the big teams behind them and don't have all the setups advantage and stuff like that. You'll see a bit of a gap between those boys there. But all in all, it's been pretty spectacular.
So as everyone begins to grid up here tonight, the starting grid will be as follows. Blake Warboys will start pole position ahead of Billy Mole on the front row with Troy Stonestreet and Stacey Boyd for your top 4. Ryan Mueller, Will Brown for the top 6, and then Jack Andrews and Will Buchanan in P7 and P8. Mick Clifton and Shane Randall will then make up the top 10, with Tim Mulford and Jace Douglas just missing out in qualifying. Remember, with that inverted top 10 for race 2, it may give an opportunity to guys like Douglas or Mulford or Randall or Clifton to get up the front for the first time, or not for the first time for Mulford, but for a good opportunity in race 2 where they can try and fight forward and trying to get some good points on the board.
Well, there you go. He wants to drive the team for Skypes. Good luck to him. He's looking at yours, but he wanted to get better. There you go. It's all good. And that's what we see a lot of boys when they move teams. They really move teams more for moving to positions where they've got access to drivers that are competing at a higher level they can learn from and stuff like that. And it's really important.
Well,
Same as what we did with Jamie Davis. He went to
Project 36.
Project 36, and and so be it. He's learning from a lot more there. They're faster boys in that series, more equipped. It's more of a practice sessions with setups and their testing and stuff like that. So it is better for them. So yeah, you just wish them luck and go on, and you've just made another friend.
Well, lights are up though for the start of race number 1 here this evening. 20 minutes of racing to come your way from Virginia International as the rundown towards turn 1 begins. Warboys and Mole trying to work together off this race start as Stonestreet's already trying to lock out Ryan Mueller from getting through. Big wiggle as he gets the grass on the entry in towards turn 1. Boyd's up there too, as is Jack Andrews at this stage. Nice and tidy off the race start though, which is good to see, as the back markers are battling as well, with Randall, Douglas and Mulford going at it. The mid-packs battling too, of Brown, Buchanan and Andrews. And even Mueller and Mole are going at it again as well.
They're like magnets, those two. They haven't stopped all year, and I don't think they will. And it's lovely to see competition like that evolve as they get better and faster as well. Cars looking spectacular. Loving this shot up the hill here when you can see, hopefully we'll see the angle. You can actually see the cars actually right there from the other perspective. You can actually see the cars lift and get 2 wheels in the air.
So they run round 10 and up towards 11 and 12 at the Oak Tree. All boys with a nice and tasty lead. He's got his teammate in behind him to help give him support as they then run down Madison Avenue towards turn 14. So Warboy's starting to spread the legs a little bit here. Mueller is still hot on the heels of Stone Street. These guys are of a similar pace. I feel they may be going at it all race long if they're able to keep this nice and tidy of this little triple threat of Camaros at the front of the field.
The boys have stuck with their non-bad luck liveries,
Yeah,
even though
they probably had worse pot luck than they did in the regular liveries.
Yeah, which is good to see. It's good to see the variety out there. Actually, I don't mind it. They stand out a bit more. You can see a bit better. It's probably not a bad idea. If you've got a decent enough team with decent enough sponsors, make each car more individual brand, like pushing the brand of one of your majors. So it's like you've got 4 majors. Each one goes with a different major banner on their car. So it can work really well if you can do something like that.
Yeah, and you can even have them so they're laid out the same, but the colourway of the cars, instead of having the personal colours, you have it match the branding of the team, you know. And say if it's Warboy's case, well, I know that himself and Reg James both run LGC images. Maybe one of them runs a white base, the other one runs a black base, you know, and that's how you can sort that out between them. Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Looking good though. Pace is really good. They're already done. Warboys in the 156.198, and Stoney is about 5/10 off, and Ryan Mueller and Billy Mole battle is still going strong. So Ryan's taken Billy in a few corners earlier, but Billy is putting the pressure on like crazy at the moment.
We know how good he is at applying the pressure. And how good Billy has gotten over the course of not only the start of this year, but even throughout last year as well. Ryan's in the same boat as him. It's why we often compare both of them. They are legitimately brothers from another mother. They are so inseparable in terms of comparisons, of pace, of racecraft, of learning, of even the timeline that it took them to get to where they are. So they're, oftentimes in real racing, you get 2 drivers that are almost linked together, Sinker. You know, think of F1, you think of Supercars. There has always been, and it's the same.
Even at the lower level, you'll always find there's a driver that seems to be there and thereabouts.
No, that's right.
And he becomes not your target, but he becomes your yardstick. I've got to beat this driver. So if you're in a field of 30 or 40 cars, 20 cars, whatever it is, you've always got that driver you want to pin yourself against and go against. But these guys have been doing some really close battles, and they've had some incidents between them, but there's been no hard feelings. It's all about clean racing, and sometimes it doesn't pay off, sometimes it does pay off. Not one of them has cracked it, you know. They've if anything, they're up sorry, and they've even like, readdress it themselves before it even gets to race control. So good bunch of boys out there. Stoney goes pretty wide through there.
He's running up wide a fair bit earlier. Boyd's trying to fight his way through past Douglas if he can. Randall wants to take advantage too. He gets, a bit of a wiggle. Randall's off.
What happened there?
Manages to make the save.
He just missed both those cars.
Let's try and get another angle of this just to kind of see how this has occurred for them. So maybe we'll go.
He's gone in a bit of heat. It was nearly 3 wide. I think he's not anticipated how much space is there. He's come across to block the run. He's nabbed the back of him. Here we go. Watch this. Watch how close he gets. Comes through, just misses the tail end there.
The tree really made that poor for me. Then I must say that kind of ruined it.
But that was so close. Yeah, that tree needs pruning.
I think it does.
That would have been a code brown, 100%. Mr. Pav. Yeah, see, he's lost control, overpaced himself. Oh, wow, that was so close.
Oh my God.
So close. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad he didn't hit him. Otherwise, I've been having a hefty builder fit out of my pocket there. So glad that they did not make contact on that one.
No, it was good. Very good. But the battle is still continuing with these boys. What I might do is I might switch. Who you got at the moment?
Well, we got Will Brown and Will Buchanan starting a battle as well. Was he tagged by Jace? I'm not sure. We can go back a little bit further. I might just we'll bring out the double in for a second because we can at least kind of break this down a little bit more. Here we go. There should give us a bit of a tell. So Jace is looking for the move. He's currently got Randall alongside him.
And Randall's moving across to cover Jace off by the look of it.
Yeah,
but Randall's come across Jace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see what RC say, that whether it was called in or
Nothing's
not.
been
I'm
called
not
in,
sure.
actually.
Oh well, there you go.
Yeah, the drivers haven't called it in, so I think they're all picking fair game. Oh, Stoney goes out wide, leaves the door open. Oh no, Ryan disappeared for a second then, but Stoney's gone out wide. Looks like Billy's going to take that spot and have a crack at Ryan. Stoney's going to tuck in behind Billy. Maybe there's a bit of conversation going in the back room there going, oh, Billy, that was so close. Oh, my God. Oh, I think he just removed some of the glitter off the back of that boot.
I think he did for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think definitely a play on moment. I know that Shane moved over. I don't know if Jace also moved over or not as well. That would take some proper investigation for us to sit behind the car and just see who stuck to their line. But I do agree, Shane moved over. I don't know if Jace did or not though as well. But regardless, they keep on racing and they keep on moving forward.
So we've got two people driving in completely new rigs. So tonight we've got War Boys driving in a rig from a friend, from wherever he is, and also Jace. Jace is at Jet Murray's house tonight, racing there. So Jet goes, I've got to even put the camera on so people don't think it's me racing.
Yeah, he's commandeered Jet Murray's rig. I wonder if Ray went with him to keep putting the pressure on him. Or not. Oh, come on. There we go. There it is.
No, he'd always have he'd always be in the back of his mind, oh, Dad would be yelling at me right now if I did this.
I think we've just seen Jet run behind him as well.
Yeah, I think Jet just ran up. He goes, oh, they've got the camera on, I'm getting out of the shot.
Yeah, he jetted away out of the shot from us, back to watch the race as well. But good to see Jace out there having a run even on the long weekend as well. So we hope that everyone out there, if you're watching while you're away, you're enjoying your long weekend too. Just enjoying your racing across the season. I mean, new season coming up as well for iRacing. New season for SRW coming up in probably about, I think, what would it be, 6 weeks' time? I think it would be when season 3 would start.
Yeah. So it's about approximately there. Yeah, we usually take a 2 to 3 week break between seasons. I don't know the exact date at this point, but look out for it. Registrations will open in the coming week or two. Sunday night series is going back to the 9 rounds like we had all our other series. We tried this out and it was just a little bit too long for us and made it hard. I think the biggest mistake we made was we got rid of the Pro-Ams. But that is what it is. We learn and we move on and we always try new things here. So what will happen for Season 3 in the V8 Sunday, it'll still be the championship. There'll be no aids apart from clutch aids. There will be no race line, all that sort of stuff. So it'll be Pro-Am. But we've picked up a load of prizes to give away, which we're giving away to these boys this season. So first, second, third for the pros and first, second, third for the Pro-Ams will receive Warren and Brown tools, soldering kits, all this sort of stuff. They've got some amazing stuff to give away. So those that should entice people across and bring it back to the level that it's supposed to be. I mean, it's been amazing all season with the 25 cars that we've had each round. The quality, it's not about quantity, it's been about quality. The quality has been amazing. Some of the battles we've had, Hamish, have been sensational this season, haven't they?
Yeah, they have indeed. They've been, we've had some all-timers in terms of battles across this season. Yeah. And this little battle pack here, just inside the top 10, is starting to heat up as well as he right on board with Tim Mulford of Phoenix Racing Team.
Billy. Billy's just taken right on the inside. They've slowed it down. He's got him. Sorry, Hamish.
No, you're right.
He's just stuck in underneath Billy Bowl. And Ryan Lee took the nose off Stone Street, but very well done, very cleanly done.
And Mulford's just got the job done on Buchanan round the outside as well, down the roller coaster through 14 and 15 as well. So there's moves happening all over the circuit at this stage. And now Mulford would look to chase down his teammate Will Brown and maybe try and work together just to close that gap of the battle between Stone Street, Mueller and Mole, as well as Clifton can smell maybe some blood in the water here from Buchanan. He might feel he can get the job done too. And Accelerate Sim Racing Mustang there. Jace Douglas trying to chase him down, but he's still a little bit back. He's got Boyd on him too. And then Randall a bit further back as well as Jack Andrews.
Mueller's going on the inside again. He's taking another punt. No. Oh, he's nearly left the door open for Stone Street. Stoney's having tyre issues, man. Oh, look at this. They've straightened each other up. Oh, thank God for that. Stoney has been losing the rear end. As I said, a couple of corners, he's gone out wide and gone out onto the grass. He's understeering or oversteering.
I was about to say, I'm getting flashbacks from Tuesday, Sinker, but contrary to Tuesday, Mueller actually backed out of the 2-wide move up the hill there instead of trying to make it 2 wide like they went on Tuesday night. So they are learning. They're learning from previous altercations. Mole ran it wide. Mueller's cut the corner though. Needs to be careful. He hasn't got the slow down.
It's a race to the end.
Oh, they're going to be side drafting. Side drafting down the straight.
Careful, lads.
I wonder if they're mouthing off at each other through the window.
Let's have a look at these taillights. Who's going to break latest?
Well, it was Mole.
Oh, look at that. Great driving, both those boys. Great driving. And it's not over. Look at this.
Mueller is putting all sorts of pressure now on Billy Mole just ahead of him. It's all for P2 on the road. Stone Street's right there, though, as the rear gunner. I have a feeling that Mole may just be trying, if he can, in the final sort of 5 minutes of this race, just to back up Mueller enough, box him in, let your teammate come through and knock him off the podium. He blocks the inside line, so Mueller can't get through there, but he's run it way deep.
No,
he ran it way deep. And Mueller got it done up the inside, so now Mole has to do all the work all over again. But he's only got...
His rear as well there. Did you see that?
Yeah.
It looks like the setup that the WKP boys have got the rear ends something a bit, whereas Mr. Mueller, Ryan, is having full control of them.
Yeah, they're just trying to continue to survive. Not only the pressure that they're applying or being applied to by the driver they're battling with, but also reciprocate the pressure to the other car they're in the battle with as well. It's one of the toughest parts of not just supercar racing, but racing in general. And this circuit is one of the toughest to stay in a rhythm whilst you're battling. It's a real rhythm-heavy circuit, Sinker. If you get out of that rhythm, you almost feel like you're dead in the water a little bit. And when you're battling, it's so tough to really balance that fine line of applying pressure whilst also keeping your rhythm and not breaking your mentality in one single bit. So this will be taken out of him tonight, and with 40 minutes to come for race 2, well, that may be a whole other story for us to play out.
Definitely will be, but you watch these boys as they're coming through. Again, the rear tyres, they're probably settling down a bit. Let's get some heat control back in these tyres and save it, because they've got 5.5 minutes left. Oh, nearly a bit of love given there. Nearly hit that smiley face into a frown. They've got to get control of these rear ends of theirs, get it ready, and make the move at some point before now and then the end of the heat. 149s, they're doing 150, so they've got about two laps left, or 2.5, or two laps left. They won't be through it, will they? Yeah, we don't have enough time.
No, 5 minutes left.
No,
the third
down extra time.
Yeah, that'll be the last lap, I would say.
Yeah.
Just to point out, which has been pointed out by Pato in the chat as well, Stacey currently on pole for race 2, currently in P10 on the road as well.
Oh yeah. Him and Duggo on the front row with Mickey Rockstar Clifton and Will Buchanan.
Could be fireworks since
Clifton's
turn 1.
Had a quiet season, this one.
He has had a quiet season. I don't know. Maybe it's just the field that he's been around. He hasn't had the opportunity to be, a decent sized fish in a small pool. He's a decent sized fish in a big pool.
He's been on a really big trajectory of learning, and I think he's just plateaued a little bit at the moment. But that's a good thing, because then you regather yourself and get ready to go and get a bit faster. Grandma Lee and his defibrillator. Grandma, I actually sell them, so hit me up.
Maybe the
got a sale through broadcasting.
Maybe the change of trajectory, as Jace Douglas, he's just been off the road up at the oak tree. So what has happened to Jace up here?
Ray's been singing to him and he went to put a yellow ribbon round it.
No, I don't know. Jace isn't. Ray's not even with him. I know that.
I know, I'm just joking.
Yeah. Oh, he just ran it way deep and wide.
Yeah, he's kept it off the wall and everything, so that's not a bad thing.
So that's now promoted Shane Randall into P10 into the provisional pole for race 2. Boyd into P9 on the road. Blake Warboys still controls this race. But this battle is continuing on to the dying embers of it. Mueller and Mole, the rivals continue to go at it. It's an Ingle and a Scaife scenario here of two drivers who came up together and have got so much pace. They're so close on pace. You know, you think of those great duos. I mentioned Scaife and Ingle. You think of Murphy and Ambrose. You think of Bond and... name. Why can I remember his name?
Moffat.
Bond and Moffat. You know, you think of Moffat and Brock. You think of Whincup.
Johnson and Brock.
Yeah, Johnson and Brock. You think of Whincup and Winterbottom. You know, all these little duos of drivers who came up at a similar time and a very similar amount of pace, and very similar. Some not so similar because Whincup was dominant, but had a similar level of success as well. And both these drivers are on a very similar line of trajectory in the supercars sim racing world here in Australia. So it is it's a tough night, but it's always a tough night when they're racing close together.
You know, one thing that I've really noticed, these boys, we spoke to Warboys early in the season about how he projects past the car in front of him, so he doesn't really try to think about the car in front of him, manages his apexes, his braking points, everything like that. And the car in front of him is there, but you sort of look past it. You can see that Ryan Mueller and Billy Mole are both doing it a lot better. They're both being able to drive that a little bit closer than they used to at the beginning of the season. So now they're about, if you have a look at him now, that's 3 tenths there. Right, before that they were all sitting in like 3.5 tenths to 4 tenths. So a lot closer, not as close as Warboys can do. Warboys can sit like a 1.5 tenths off the back of a bumper and follow that car all the way around when he's racing with James Scott. But these guys are getting closer and better.
I mean, they're not only getting closer and better, they're getting more and more confident racing around each other. And, you know, they might have a friendly biff here or there, you know, where one gets knocked off the track or whatever, you know. But their racing often enough is not only respectful, but it's intense racing. It's hard racing. It's, you know, good old touring car racing, which is what we love to see. If you got respect for a competitor, you're going to be happy to bang doors with them and try and race them, as Mole is just running out of grip on those tyres.
Yeah, there was understeer there. His front end just kept going wider and wider then.
So he's now dropped a bit of time from Mueller. That was a big wiggle. That was a massive wiggle.
If you could go back to up the hill, Warboys coming up just like that spot right there. The amount of air he got in his car was ridiculous. The front 2 wheels off. I don't know if the rear wheels were off in the air as well, but he flew through there.
Well, to be fair, the lighter the lighter fuel load these cars have, the lighter they get. And obviously, they burned quite a bit of fuel here tonight already.
We're nearly there. Is it white flag?
Yes, it will be. This will be the final lap of the race as Warboys comes down the hill to take the first win on the night here this evening. It's a good, solid chunk of points whilst James Scott is away. And that's what Blake Warboys needed as he traverses the final corner for WKMP Sim Sports. Blake Warboys will win again at Virginia International Raceway. Ryan Mueller will then outlast Billy Mole to the start-finish line after an intense battle that went for the whole 20 minutes of that race. He flashes the headlights, he crosses the start-finish line, and he'll take P2 for Pacific Esports Racing with Billy Mole in P3. Troy Stone Street will come home in P4. Will Brown in P5. Tim Mulford, Will Buchanan, Mick Clifton for your top 8. Stacey Boyd and Shane Randall starting on the front row for race 2 with Jace Douglas and Jack Andrews just missing out on the top 10.
Well done. Some great racing out there. And you know what? Entertaining all the way through. The Black Heart, what's it say? Black Heart what?
Black Heart Designs.
Black Heart Designs.
Yeah.
The battles are pretty cool. Nice bit of fun, bit of action with the that car just doing a bit of a wiggle for us and showing us what they're like under pressure. But while we've got these boys just finishing that off, a big, massive thanks to people that are out there in the viewer world watching the racing and coming out and spending Sunday night with us on a long weekend, which is really tough. But also a big thank you to our sponsors, Grim Industries, Shunt Sceneries, Warren and Brown Tools, who have looked after us like amazingly since the doors have been open. Our new sponsor for the Formula Super Formula Lights, Moser Racing, and people that have helped us in the past, DSL, Shannon's, Neuropower. They're all been there to having the fun, but most of all the drivers. And let's not forget Phoenix Driver Development. If you are after some extra training for your drivers and want to get them to that next little pinnacle, if they hit that what I call a plateau and they're not getting anywhere past it, go and speak to these boys because they're amazing in what they do. I've seen what they do with some of my drivers in the past, and it's been unreal. Did I miss anyone, Hamish?
No, I don't think you did. I have just seen a comment from Ray Douglas saying Scaife would never have won the amount of races he did if Ambrose had stayed with SBR in Australia. Ray, I don't know what planet you live on. Ambrose left at the end of 2005, and by that point, Scaife was nowhere near as dominant as what he was in the early 2000s and the late 90s. When Ambrose left, that was when Triple Eight started to be dominant with Lowndes and Whincup, and then HRT with Kelly and Tander. So yeah, I don't think it wouldn't have made any difference if Ambrose had stayed to make a case for Scaife losing less or winning less races at that point of the noughties. Do you reckon, Sinker? I don't think so.
Yeah, I phased out, mate.
It's fair. It's fair enough.
Yeah, I do remember Ambrose was pretty good, and then he went off to do his thing in America, and then when he came back, he was garbage. He just couldn't put it together anymore.
Well, at that point, he was older, but the cars were also completely different as well. Like,
yeah,
he had been away whilst the car was developing, but then you look at guys who had been from that point when he left. You look at James Courtney, you look at Craig Lowndes, Jamie Whincup. They were here and learning the cars as they were being developed, where he's come back and he's hopped straight in it. So,
speaking about old and in a new car, our spoilt brat brain just faded on me, at Aston Martin, punched the wall in Spain and hurt his arm and couldn't run the race. He missed out in qualifying. He's being replaced this weekend by Mr. Bottas.
Of course, Bottas is the not only he's the reserve driver for Mercedes, but also for Aston Martin as well, as they have got a technical partnership still since Aston run the Mercedes engines.
So it should be very interesting to see how he goes out there in that car. I think it's been a Mission Impossible moment, and this message will self-destruct in 10 races. And I'd strongly suggest that it would be a miracle for Lance to survive this season to next season.
Well, you say that.
Save him at the moment.
Well, you say that, Sinker, but his dad owns the team. I mean,
yeah, but there's only so much. He'll be getting pressure from the. I mean, they're missing team points. You know, which is money.
I know.
Team points is big money, and there's only so much he can cover. You know, he can say, "Oh, we didn't get that. We missed out on 20 million in team points. Oh, here's 20 million into the business." You know, how long is he going to do that for? You know, there's got to be a point where the line is drawn, and it's time to say goodbye.
Yeah, well, the problem is then who do you replace him with? Because heavily rumoured at the moment for the Cadillac F1 team, Bottas and Schumacher are going to be the pairing. Who do you replace?
Well, even Ricciardo's been linked that as well.
No, I don't think. Unfortunately, I think Ricciardo's time is done.
I don't think he'll accept it, but I think as a driver, he's shown that he can still do it.
Yeah.
I think in a decent car, he'd be really well. I think a driver like Ricciardo in a new team would be really good for him because he would help develop the car really quickly. His feedback and everything that he does with the car gets translated very, very well to the engineers. So he's awesome for that. Bottas is not really known for that. Schumacher has no idea about that. So,
well, no, but you got to
started his own YouTube channel as well.
You also got to think about the fact that Cadillac will most likely be running Mercedes power units, so it makes sense for two Mercedes drivers to be at Cadillac for their team. But regardless, we can talk about it throughout this race anyway.
We've got 15 seconds and they'll start lining up, and we've got Max to Aston next year. Look, you know what? Adrian Ewing's there. Nothing would surprise me in Formula One at the moment. I mean, even the stories that I've been hearing about Hamilton and the analysis I've been hearing about all that sort of stuff is amazing. That apparently that Ferrari car is broken.
Well, it often is broken. The starting grid, though, for race 2 tonight will be as follows. Shane Randall will start ahead of Stacey Boyd on the front row with Mick Clifton, Will Buchanan in behind. Tim Mulford, Will Brown ahead of Troy Stonestreet, Billy Mole, Ryan Mueller and Blake Warboys with Jace Douglas and Jack Andrews at the back of the field. The lights are up, though, for these drivers. Randall on pole, Boyd alongside. How do we go into turn 1? Only time will decide. It's a horrid start from Mick Clifton on the second row. An absolutely horrid start. Warboys at the back of the field getting going. But as we run into turn 1, some movements already for drivers. That was a horrible start, though, for Mick Clifton. Bogged it up on the line and has already dropped now out of the top 4 of this race. But the good getaways, though, from the front runners of Randall and Boyd, who had the cars on the front row. But now they're going to have to try and survive the pressure of the cars in behind.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I'm going to love this. And it's going to be interesting to see how many laps is it going to take Warboys to get in the front.
I think it'll take him until at least after the first pit stop. He's held himself back off the start line. No, not lap 10. Not lap 10. I think maybe lap 15.
Maybe lap 15. Maybe Warboys is going to go for a no stop, just for entertainment value.
Nah, I don't think it'll happen without safety cars. Unfortunately, it's Clifton's off the road, up at the oak tree, trying to get that car back online. It's got big damage already on the Accelerate Sim Racing entry. And Warboy's having to traverse around him as well.
Yeah, that car's cooked. The front left's gone on it. There's either suspension or tire, I'm not sure. You can see it dragging down as he's going.
So as Randall leads us down the roller coaster, look at Brown on the inside of Boyd, gives him a little touch and a little nudge, doors him out the way. Good bit of Supercars racing right there.
I love the fact they touch each other, but they stay around long enough to straighten each other out as well. There's a bit of, oh, sorry about that.
Oh, sorry, got a bit deep there as Buchanan and Brown. Bit of wheel-on-wheel action as well. Bit of nose to tail.
Boyd made a beautiful turn there.
I'll tell you what, if these guys keep battling like this, Randall might somehow run away with it. Oh, my God. Oh, and it's blown up for Brown into turn 1. Brown has been blown up there. Mole's now dropped a couple of spots too.
Brown's just called that in, and Tyson is awake, he replied.
Douglas up the inside of Andrews.
Douglas? Who's Douglas with? Jack
Andrews.
Going side by side. Guys, it's a 40-minute race. It's not a sprint race. Think about it.
Well, they're running like it is.
2 cars up here.
And I tell you what, the guys that are laughing right now, Sinker, not only Warboys is managing to catch the field, but Stacey Boyd, who's now built up a 1.3 second gap back to the pack, and then Shane Randall, who's 3.8 seconds ahead of the pack as well. These guys have taken advantage of all the chaos early as Andrews and Douglas are off the road.
I was wondering how long it was going to take, because they were trying to go too wide through some corners that just don't fit 2 cars.
So what has happened up here with Jace Douglas and Jack Andrews on board with Jace as they run up too wide. We saw this not play out very well on Tuesday, and it hasn't played out well again as they ran it up the hill.
Off the wall.
He kept
That's
it
the
off.
most important thing. They both kept it off the wall.
Kept it off the wall, but hasn't kept it out. Oh, that's when they're already off track. Come here. Absolute sausage.
Here, boy.
Here, boy. Oh, my God. What a wild ride for Andrews.
Yeah. Oh, they both held on to it just nicely.
And that may look
you
negative.
Can see again, Jace had the brakes on him sliding across the grass, and he just took the brakes off, and just in time because it stopped the slide, and he got control of the car as he was coming back off the grass again.
And that may look negatively there on Jace Douglas because he's actually ran off the track technically trying to take the move and the position there from Andrews. So race control may look negatively upon him for that. Mulford and Stone Street, though, will now continue to battle.
The question is, was he given room?
Yeah, that's true.
Why did he go off? Was he given room?
Well, I
so
mean,
that's another thing that they'll be looking at as well.
There's also the other point of view as well, Singer. Tuesday night, we saw drivers attempting too wide up through there, and it's not a passing opportunity. We saw it blow up in their faces. And it just...
a couple of boys do around.
Yeah, so it's like, well, then you've also got to ask, why was he going for the move there instead of waiting on lap 2 of a 40-minute race, until
they were
turn
too
12.
wide for like 4 corners, so I think neither of them wanted to back out. I think it was a bit of bravado there, like, I'm not backing out, you back out. No, I'm not backing out either. But in the end, look, they've dropped a few places. They're in 10th and 11th, working their way through. Mickey Clifton's in the pits at the moment. Maybe the repair will give him an early pit strategy, a bit of an undercut later on. But Warboys is now caught up to the back of Will Buchanan.
Oh, and these guys are still going at it towards the oak tree. At some point,
a bit of over-under effort.
And they're banging doors and they're banging panels. At some point, though, something's got to give for them. Now, if we recall, obviously it was only 5 minutes ago or 10 minutes ago, Cinco, the battling that we saw with Stone Street, Mule and Mole. You now add Mulford to this mix as well. If these guys begin to battle how they were in race 1, how well is that going to play into the hands not only of Warboys who's chasing them down, it may also play a detriment to him though, as he'll struggle to get past them.
Tim Mulford, drive-through penalty, lap 2 incident.
Tim Mulford or Jack Andrews?
850, he said.
What did Mulford do on lap 2?
I don't know.
I've seen... Oh, Stone Street, though, into the back of him, and they're both around. Both cars around at turn 1. And that's going to hurt Mulford now. McAvoy's back over the radio. What was he saying then, Sinker?
Something about take brake checking into consideration for the incident. And RC said, no, I won't be taking that into consideration. I'll be looking at the whole thing.
Okay.
So I'm not sure. There'll be a bit to unpack there because it was hard to see from our perspective of what actually went on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turn 1, lap 2. Okay, all right. Thanks, Jace. Appreciate it. Oh, with Will Brown, ironic. He got given a penalty for contact with his own teammate. That's it's not what he would be after. So that moment there now with Mulford and Stone Street has now allowed Mole and Buchanan to run through. Mueller's with them as well. This has also given free positions, obviously, to Blake Warboys, who's now able to chase them down and try and get past. But with the battling that we saw with Mole, Buchanan, and with Mole and Mueller, in race 1, how much time are they now going to give up to guys, like Randall and Boyd, who are up the road from them? Because they gave up like 11 seconds to Warboys in race 1 just by battling together and giving up some time.
You've got to be smart about it. Randall and Boyd should be, they're opposing teams, but they should be working together here and trying to get away. They're not doing too bad. They're sitting in the 150s. Hang on. Stone Street's got drive-through for that incident.
Not that surprised, if I'm honest, as Boyd is now hot on the heels of...
I don't think is Stone Street and Mulford are both doing the drive-through at the same time. So they end up around each other at the same point as well. So it's two different incidents. Coincidentally, they were both in the same drive. So James Chasty, Stacey has Jim Barber speed.
Well, Stacey's got some great speed about him. If you wanted to put direct comparison between them, Shane is a split 2 vets driver. Stacey's a split 1 vets driver. So that gives you the pace, comparison directly between them in the same pool. Shane's a smart driver though. He'll probably, he might try and defend it, but likely because it's so early in the race, he may just let Stacey go.
Put the second camera on, mate, because Ryan Mueller is being hunted down by Warboys at the moment, and the pressure is on, and Mueller is pretty much covering the center line of the track through most of the corners, trying not to go out too wide. See that? He's kept it across a centre pace so that it makes Warboys work either left or right. But Warboys gets amazing exits out of that oak tree entrance exit.
Yeah, he's really mastered that run through the corner. As they run up
going to get him on the brakes? Yeah, look at that braking.
Oh.
That is... Still side by side. Warboys thought twice about it. He's like, that's okay. We've got a couple more corners to fight that through.
Shane was a split one driver for a period, but he's definitely more comfortable in split two. Definitely is. But I mean, you know, they've got similar pace, but depends how confident Stacey is to get this move done. He may not even be willing to battle him. They may just try and work together here, Sinker, as you mentioned, just to try and build some gap.
Warboys in the first corner around the outside. 091 has just called something in. I think it's 099, I should say.
Oh, 099, Jace Douglas, okay.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, there's a bit of damage on the front of Ryan's car from previous contacts. But Warboys is just really sitting behind him.
He may even just be saving some fuel at this stage as well. You know, trying to make the job easy, or just not try and put too much pressure on him and hope that they can work their way up to Buchanan and his teammate in Mole. So that way, obviously, Blake will have a cohort.
Did you see the air on that?
I did see the air on that one.
That was unbelievable. Go back to that, man. Will Buchanan looked like he had the stands under his car, how high he went up the front. That was crazy. That was almost the Mark Webber in a Mercedes moment. Just see that? Oh, wow.
He's just Lord. No.
He just monoed it. He's literally monoed it. Did the rear wheels come off?
Let's watch this back. No, the suspension lifted.
Nearly.
The suspension lifted.
Oh, that's some golf tonight. You got to get the rear wheels off, dude.
I've got an even better one for you, Sinker. This will actually show us the suspension movement as well. So, go to here, and then watch this suspension move as he goes up and over. Can you tell where he went over the jump?
That is unreal. That was unreal. He got some great air out of that. Wow. The boys have got some pace out there tonight, that's for sure. There's not much difference between them there. They're all sitting around the 151s at the moment. The only one that's just done a 150 in the last lap was Billy Mole. But they're all pretty much sitting around the same pace all the way through. A couple of boys that might have had incidents, like Stoney and Mulford have got 54s because they're coming out of their pit. That's their out lap. Their second lap after their out lap. Yeah, that was a pretty cool wheelie.
That was pretty good. That was a good one. I give that one a 10 for Will Buchanan.
Have a look. I tell you what, Ryan Mueller is not giving anything away, man. He's making Warboys work so hard. And Warboys at the moment is driving 1.7 seconds slower than his average pace.
Yeah, he's just hanging there, isn't he? He's just hanging with him.
You watch him. He's so that, look at that. He is just putting this car in the middle and making sure that Warboys has to work twice as hard to get around him.
He's not making it easy. He doesn't make it easy for Billy Mole. He's certainly not going to make it easy for Mole's teammate either.
Will Brown has now caught the back of them. So they've got the three different teams here. Oh, here we go. He's pulled out. Will he outbrake him here? Let's have a look at these brake lights. Will the camera change? Of course it will.
Yeah, come on, Singer. You can never be guaranteed to get the right camera angle.
Oh, there's a bit of overlap there. Warboys thought twice about it. He wasn't sure what Ryan was going to do, so he let him back in beside him, but Ryan's sticking with him. Nice driving, giving each other room. That's it. Warboys has pulled away now. He's finally got him. That took him 2 laps to do, man. That was some good driving there by Ryan.
He's not away yet because Mueller's coming back at him, so it's one job to get past Mueller, it's another to defend him as well, and that takes up and chews up time in your game of trying to chase down the cars ahead as well. I mean, it's
you watch now. You got this bottom camera at the moment. It is 0.2 tenths that Ryan is behind Blake. Let's see how much it changes over the course of this one lap. This is lap 8.
Well, you've also then got the outside edge of they both catch Buchanan, and then that slows them both down as well. So this challenge for Warboys to go from the back of the field to the very front is only getting tougher and tougher as well. I've also noticed over the last lap or so, Billy Mole's cut down about half a second to the top 2 cars of Shane Randall and Stacey Boyd here, which, you know, Stacey looks to be just happy sitting behind Randall at the moment, not attacking him too hard. I wouldn't be surprised if he may go for an undercut on Shane just to try and get the job done a lot easier and save them both some on-track time as well.
Yeah, it's like, but they've learned their lessons. They're just a bit smarter these days, aren't they? Oh, who's that going out wide?
That's Buchanan. So that's given the position for free to Blake Warboys into the top 4.
That was a very, very smart move because he's figured let Warboys pass now while he's away from Ryan and hang on to the back of him. Hopefully he can pull me away from Ryan Mueller.
It's going to be a tough effort for that to happen. Billy Mole ran away from Will Buchanan eventually. And I feel the same may be coming for Blake Warboys to run away from him as well. We're right on board with Stacey Boyd.
15-minute mark.
Yep, 15 minutes. So we'd expect pit stops to start around this point of the race, and they would end around about 25 minutes in. Randall covers the inside line on Boyd, though, into turn 1. Good little defensive line there. Tucks it nice and tightly in. Boyd could not get the switch back, which he wanted. And this battle could maybe start to heat up now, Sinker. And that may allow Billy Mole to get back into it as well.
Yeah, probably will, because Billy is actually... Billy's lapped the last lap. Billy was 9/10 faster than these boys, so nearly a full second. So he's catching them, which is really good. But also he's got to be wary of fuel consumption and all that sort of stuff. I think we saw pits coming in around lap 15. Around lap 12 to 15, they were on Tuesday night.
We didn't get them on Tuesday, Singer, because it was a sprint round. It was two 20-minute races. There's no pit stops in 20-minute races.
No, but wasn't it 2040 for the main?
No. We run 2 20-minute races because of the time certainty of the sessions. So sprint rounds.
Maybe I dreamt this.
Yeah, I think you may have. Because, sprint rounds in split 1, split 2 is 2 20-minute races, and then a normal round is 40 minutes, because that gives us enough time to run both splits on broadcast.
I don't know about that one, because I do remember them doing 2 pit stops.
You remember them doing 2 pit stops?
Yeah.
Are you sure you're not thinking about the cars that got damaged?
No.
There was no regular pit stops on Tuesday. It was a 20-minute race. There were 2 20-minute races.
Am I in the Matrix? Have I relived? Am I reliving tonight's race?
Are you perhaps thinking... You might be, actually. I've had dreams where I've seen in this future before.
I just saw a cat phasing it out.
Yeah. Maybe you're thinking of Wednesday or Thursday for the SFLs or the 8.6s.
Oh, it was the 86s, sorry. It was the 86s.
Oh, look at that. 8.6s have now got aero and V8 engines. You're going to be too early on the Toyota train for the supercars there, Sinker.
I wonder if Toyota will bring in the Supra.
They will. I'm sure they will at some point for iRacing. That
would be a faster version of the 86. That'd be a weapon.
Well, no. You think of the BMW Z-Type, the GT3. It'd be like that because the Supra is based on the Z-Type. So, but in saying that, it took them how many years to get us the Gen 3 cars after they first released? It'd probably take them just as long to get the Supra. Mole is in. Mole has come in for a pit stop here to go for the undercut, Sinker. Thanks for pointing it out for us, Jace. He came in on lap 9. Mueller came in on lap 8 as well, trying to go for undercut here. Boyd's still happy, though, to sit with Randall. We may see Boyd come in the next minute or so, or the next few laps, just to try and undercut Randall here, because he may try and go long, just to save getting caught up in the battle pack and getting caught up in the traffic in behind.
Seriously, Josh. Is that Josh who's 2.7?
That's Jace. That's Jason Fewens.
Oh, I was going to say, dude, you really got to change that name.
No, it's Jace Fewens. So.
It's a bit on the nose, man.
It's definitely got some thickness to it for sure.
People are wishing pits now.
Yeah,
there we go.
They're wishing for them. I mean, it's the undercut can be strong here, but it depends where you come out within the traffic. So when does Stacey
undercut is
go?
strong with
He's
this
coming
one.
in now. So Stacey's going for undercut on Randall. So in he comes.
On to Billy Mole.
That's now released Randall, but Warboys has also been released as well, so no one ahead of Warboys here. Don't be surprised when he pits that he comes out ahead of pretty much everyone, barring maybe Stacey Boyd and Shane Randall. So this could now play out for Warboys because he's got no one to battle with, and he can just start setting qualifying laps.
Yeah, he's basking in the ambience. Ambience or the odour?
Maybe the odour is the ambience.
Well, maybe it is. The ambience is created by a lot of things: light, sound, odour.
Tell you what, Singer, it's good seeing my car at the front of the field.
Is already just passing.
Oh, Stacey Boyd!
3 wide. Oh, Billy Mole's gone off the track. He made a pass on all 3 of them and he's just lost it.
Mole off the track. Boyd has now come out ahead of Mueller and Mulford here. How much time has that chewed up for them, though, in this pit stop strategy?
You get a chance, we'll go back to have a look at what happened there. Why did it looked like I thought he passed them both and then just missed the braking point. So he's gone here.
Yep, and Stacey's coming out of pit lane, so...
Oh, the slow car got him.
Yeah, so Stacey was coming out of pit lane and that completely screwed up his brake marker.
Oh, no.
And I don't think there's any point... I don't think there's any fault there on Stacey at all. I mean, he's coming out of pit.
Nowhere to go.
Yeah,
one went the other way.
What's he going to do? It's like you got to get up to pace.
He did the right thing.
Yeah.
He stayed in the middle. Oh, 149.879 from Ryan Mueller. Whoa,
So
here we go.
That's now putting pressure back on Warboys. He's flashing Boyd, but I don't think he realises that Boyd is not a lap down on him. It's for position, and he's made his pit stop. So, flashing like that, it's not really going to do you very much good there, Ryan. And he may make you an enemy, as Warboys, Buchanan, and Andrews are all into pit lane as well. As Douglas also comes in. So there's Warboys in the box. Buchanan will just pit ahead of him. Andrews and Douglas too. So where now does Warboys come out in comparison to Stacey Boyd, Ryan Mueller, and Tim Mulford? He's just exiting now, and they're coming down the main straight. This is going to be close once again. They've got past him here. So that's now put the pressure.
He's come out about 4th.
He has. He's come out P5.
Yeah.
And I don't
right on the back of them.
Yeah, and I don't even know if that's going to be corrected P4 or not, because if these guys start to battle, and if Randall can go maybe another 5 minutes on this tank, I'm not sure how long they can go for. That may actually give him a good little gap when he exits pit lane, but it's going to be tough.
Yeah, well, you're looking at Mulford and Randall both need to pit still, so Warboys has got himself on the podium already.
Not necessarily. He would be P4 when Mulford pits, but Randall started at the front and he's got a 38-second gap back to Stacey Boyd. So, Warboys wouldn't necessarily be on the podium right now. He could be on for a podium though, for sure. Definitely, be P4 and right on the back.
Halfway mark.
Yep, we have. So, Boyd.
You can see Billy Mole. He's caught up to Warboys after all that.
That's played out well for him. But what the problem is now, though, for Warboys and for Mole, frustrations will begin to set in because Mulford needs to pit, and they want to try and get past him to put the pressure on Mueller and Boyd up ahead. So Warboys is now going to get a wriggle on here and try and get this job done. Up the inside.
The inside line.
Oh, side by side.
Oh, he's being very cautious there. He's got him.
Oh, only just. He nearly took out Mole in the process.
Oh, nearly took out Billy. Oh, Billy doesn't know he's there.
Oh, no. Brown and Mole off the road. And that's going to hurt them extensively in this race.
Yeah, that's going to ruin Billy's race there. So, you should have heard the deflated voice in Billy Mole just calling that in.
Yeah, that's all
right, now we've got that battle packet.
Yeah, they've started to peter out a little bit.
Now.
So Boyd and Mueller, they're not battling at this stage. I think they're going to try and work together here because they don't want to begin battling and then come down pit straight and see that the leader is still in the lead when he comes out of the lane. They want their undercut to work, and they want to get their cars to the front of the field. So this is now going to be tough going for them. We've got a little over 15 minutes left in this race. So anything can happen, and it's anyone's game at this stage as well.
See how it goes. A few little dings and dangs.
Oh, look at this battle that's going to brew now, Sinker. Mueller and Warboys.
As if they didn't have enough.
I know. As if they didn't have enough. Randall's in pit lane.
Randall's in. I'll go to Randall.
So Randall in pit lane, and these guys are running at a mega pace at the moment. So Warboys, though, wants to try and maybe just put a bit of pressure here on Mueller. This goes back on it, though, as Randall comes up to the pit box. So it looks like Boyd is probably going to jump him here, and these two may jump him as well based on the pace that they've been running. But for Randall, he has got the latest pit box. So how does this run for them as Boyd comes down the straight? He's getting up to full noise. He looks to jump him in pit lane. The undercut has worked a treat for Stacey Boyd here as Randall leaves pit lane. He's going to exit. He's going to exit right amongst it. All three got him in the end. And I think what helped them there was the fact that, you know, even through all that battling, a couple of cars were knocked out of it. So it just eased the battle slightly, and they were just able to push on.
Well, those last two laps, both Ryan and Blake, were under 51.50. Ryan's done his fastest lap of the 1:49.876, and Blake Warboys did a 1:49.45. So, and the fastest lap of the night so far. So, it is on like Donkey Kong.
Strategies have paid off perfectly for the top three. Mueller's trying to put pressure here on Boyd. Little blink there for Warboys. Hopefully that doesn't hurt him. We know that Mueller had some connection issues. He already dropped from the session before we went live here tonight on the broadcast. Hopefully the connection stays strong.
Warboys is not in his usual gear. He's car 12 instant responsibility. Oh, he's got an incident for something.
That was Billy. Sure that was Billy Mole and Will Brown's, I would say, at the final corner where they went round.
Yep. So Blake's not racing his usual gear. Don't forget. So his control of the car, braking, and everything is not going to be as normal as his reflexes would normally have him. So that's probably why he's been a little bit cautious a few times that we've seen him.
Yeah, maybe not complete confidence in the rig that he's using.
Yeah,
or maybe just trying
to. Saw him a few corners before. He's gone in beside, and he's literally backed out because even though he had like half a car overlap, normally he would just continue that through and stay 2 by 2. But maybe he's not as confident in the rig that he's got at the moment.
So their battle rages on for the race win. Here comes Warboys up the inside of Mueller at one.
Done.
And gets the job through.
They've brought Randall into it, so he hasn't taken much time to catch up to the top four. So the top four now are sitting within 2 seconds of themselves, doing extremely well.
A great battle at this stage. It's been a tough night for Warboys in race 2 here, having to go from the back of the field to the front. And then for Boyd to try and strategize to get past the pole sitter of Randall. For Mueller to survive the battle too. He's still trying to flash to put them off. I don't think it's working too well though. They are locked in at this stage.
Yeah, this is a battle. This is a battle that's got, we've got 13 minutes left, 12 minutes left. Approximately 6 laps and a bit.
And you know that Randall he'll be ready to be the dustpan here, Sinker. If any of these guys drop any pieces or any crumbs, he's going to sweep it right up and take advantage if he can. So he'll play the patient game. He may hope that Mueller, Warboys and Boyd may start battling for him just to try and pick something up off of it. Maybe a podium, and the best of times for him, maybe a race win.
Yeah, well, the podium's looking hot. It could be any one of the top 4 at the moment. Because they're all so close, but the question is, will Mulford join onto the back of these guys as well?
He's actually dropping time. He's saving fuel. He still hasn't pitted, so he still hasn't pitted in this race. So the corrected P5 is actually Will Brown, who could be carrying damage and is still 4 seconds off the back of Mulford and 10 seconds away from the top 4. As Mulford comes in the pit lane now, here comes Warboys.
He's pushed him to the grass.
He got. Luckily for Boyd, Warboys wasn't alongside yet, so he didn't technically squeeze him.
He's like Stacey. He goes, Warboys, there's a lot of grass here, mate. Why don't you take that for a while? But he's done that very well. Oh, look at Ryan Mueller. He's having a sniff too. He's got the nose in there.
Oh, now he's disappeared.
He's done it. Oh my God. It was a good pass, but it was a dangerous pass because he disappeared. And who knows if Stacey even saw him then.
Well, he very well may not have. Might have realised that he blinked and just took evasive action at that point as well.
Buchanan and Andrews are on the bottom screen having a bit of fun, and Mulford's coming out of the pit behind Billy Mole, so he'll be catching Billy Mole soon for a bit of a battle there as well.
So Warboys has now been released past Ryan Mueller. Boyd's dropped a bit of pace, so he might be starting to feel the pressure now from Randall in behind him. Randall looking to get his first podium here in SRW as Mueller's made a mistake. And now the run down the hill. It is starting to heat up.
Car 63 needs to readdress.
Oh my God. This could completely open it up.
So I'm not sure how he's going to do it.
Well, he's going to have to slow up and then try and maybe let Ryan pass. Yeah, he might have to try and let Ryan pass at 1, but Boyd will know this, and he's going to try and sneak through as well. That we need to be careful now, seeing that this doesn't blow up in our face, because it could very easily get really messy. But Warboys is smart, so we'll see how this plays out. But look at Randall hot on the heels of Boyd now as well.
Is he slowing down? He's
speeding up. Oh, now he's slowing down. He's now slowing down.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so but where's he going to do it? How's he going to do it?
He's done it, and now Boyd's going to come past him. Look at Randall on the outside as well. And Boyd's gone off the road. Boyd is off the road and off the podium.
Oh, is he just at one of those moments where too many things were happening at the same time?
I think maybe the moment similar to Billy Mole when Boyd came out of pit lane, he just put him off a little bit in the braking zone. Wow, oh wow. Boyd off the podium. Yep. Less than 10 minutes to go. It's anybody's race in the top 4. And the mistakes have been absolutely crucial for them.
Whew. Tell you what, that was a bit of rolling the dice then, wasn't it?
And what a moment.
Great move.
So, I mean, there's moments here now which can be quite large for these drivers. Obviously, Mueller would be a solid win for himself, but also to get one up on Warboys. For Warboys, if he were to get the double win tonight, solid points in his charge in trying to get past James Scott in the championship standings. And then Shane Randall yet to take a podium here in SRW and yet to take a win as well. If Warboys and Mueller come together, well, Randall could be on for all the chocolates.
Well, this is true. You've got to be there. And Stacey Boyd will, I mean, at the pace that he's showing tonight, I think he will catch these boys eventually because they're battling, whereas he's just got a bit of clean air at the moment. But I'll tell you what, that was heart-stopping moments there. That was like, which way is this going to go?
Who could be the benefactor of the pressure that's being applied? Oh, I've got a minor blink. There we go, that's fixed it. As we run down towards...
Did he just lose a spot then?
No.
No, he didn't. No. Here we go. He's poor... Oh, it's all right, John.
Oh, Warboys!
Oh, what, he's missed his break point.
I think he has as well, and he's running a little bit wide.
It's that rig there.
Yeah, quite possibly. Could be a couple little funny buggers about the rig.
Yep. And how many times has Warboys had to pass Ryan Mueller tonight? Ryan Mueller and him have been all there and about each other all night tonight.
They have.
And he's, I think this will be his 4th time he has to pass him.
He'll be having to try and fight his way to a race win with 7 minutes to go.
In all jokes aside, Mr. Banks, you should have a defibrillator at your resort, mate. Yes.
It's a legal requirement, isn't it?
Full first aid equipment, portable and on the wall. And I'm quite happy to do you a deal, mate.
It's a legal requirement, isn't it, for places like that, Sinko?
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yeah.
They have to have a
These days,
CPAP.
this is getting, South Australia is really, really tough on it.
Yeah.
And it's getting more and more stringent. I mean, defibrillator, if used properly, which they are because they're bulletproof, these new ones, will increase the rate of survival massively by a person if it's used within the first 5 minutes.
Well, also as long as people know, chest compressions as well, because chest compressions and defibrillator.
These things tell you everything, Hamish. These days, they tell you to push harder, slow down, speed up. It tells you everything. It also tells you to stand clear. It does the whole thing for you. You don't even have to know first aid these days. These defibrillators are amazing, mate. The technology is ridiculous. But yeah, it's a massive thing for an investment that it is. Saves a lot of lives, man.
Oh, it does. It does.
And per capita in Australia, we are one of the worst countries in the world, as in having defibrillators on site.
As he runs up the inside, though, of turn 1, Blake Warboys has got it past Ryan Mueller again, and now back into the lead of the race. So Warboys takes the lead, Mueller P2, but Mueller's not willing to give this up without a fight. And he's going to try and fight till his heart's content to get this race win from Blake Warboys.
You're, Mr. Gallen, just to give you some at ease, I actually re-welded your trophy today. So it's ready to go out with a heap of other ones as well, which this long weekend is giving us the time to do.
We run up to Oh, here comes Mueller at 1. It's contact with Warboys, and off the road he goes. Off the road he goes. It's let Randall through. It could be a penalty for Mueller here, and Boyd's now back in on it as well. The intensity that has been building over the last 5 minutes in this race is massive, massive implications. Warboys is not happy. Mueller's drilled him into the oak tree. Could be a drive-through.
Well, not so simple, because Warboys didn't call that in, but Ryan called it in for moving under brakes.
Interesting. Very interesting. And now the pressure gets reapplied to Randall back at the front of the field, with Mueller trying to chase him down, but with Warboys hot on his heels as well.
4 minutes to go, 2 laps. Maybe a third.
Will it be the Cinderella story of Shane Randall to take his first win in SRW, or will it be Ryan Mueller to take another win for himself, or will it be Warboys, or could it be the American Boyd getting up at all times in the morning?
553 needs to readdress.
Okay.
To 63.
Interesting.
So he has to readdress that so that Warboys can get in front. He's done it there.
And here comes Boyd as well. He wants to sneak in on him if he can. And look at that.
He's blocked it nicely. Well done by Mueller.
Yeah, and Warboys then balked him up to try and let Boyd past him, just to give a little bit of extra salt on the wound for having to redress the position. This battle has gone from level to level. It's gone from intensity to intensity all throughout. And as they run up the hill, it's still anyone's game with 3.5 minutes left.
Yep. And Blake hot on the trot there. We've got just the 1 second ahead is Randall. So anything could happen with these next 2 laps. But tell you what, you did say it a few minutes ago, Randall's just sitting there in the back there waiting for something to happen. And it happened.
It did.
As usual, we curse the field like we normally do.
Works in my favour, Sink. It doesn't necessarily work in the other driver's favour, though, but still. But no, I mean, this has been great racing nonetheless. It's been, even through the redresses and through the chaotic moments, it's been typical touring car racing, which by now everyone should know I love. I love typical touring car racing, especially when there's so much on it and so much on the line as well.
This is probably one of the best races I've seen from Ryan all season. This could be his breakout race. He has been mixing it with Warboys with no hesitations at all. And it's been great driving between the both of them, very respectful, giving each other space. So this could be his breakout race, mate. This could be the race where he thinks, shit, I've just rubbed shoulders with one of the fastest guys in town through a race and come out pretty good. Maybe I could do this every week.
Well, we've got 2 minutes to go, 2 laps left in this race. And Warboys has got one position ahead of him to get to the race lead, but he's got Ryan Mueller trying to chase him down. But I think, unfortunately, Ryan has just dropped a little bit too much pace to keep applying this pressure now to Warboys. So is it only a matter of time until Randall gets eaten up here by Warboys at this stage of the race? Boyd's there too to pick up the pieces as well, remember.
Let's see the air. Warboys is pushing this thing like crazy. Absolutely spectacular. Look at he has made, what did I say? He was a second away when he passed Ryan. He's down to 2/10 now, and Ryan's followed him all the way through. So this isn't over, peeps. Have we seen a white flag yet?
No, it'll be white flag this time by. So it'll be
look
one
at
to
this.
go when they cross the line. The top three separated by less than half a second. Mueller's looking to bump draft Randall here to keep him ahead of Warboys as they go into the braking zone at turn 14. Warboys on the inside of Randall. Warboys gets it through on him. He's trying to hang with him though if he can. Mueller's right there as well. Warboys goes through for the lead and a great move.
That is a spectacular pass on one of the hardest parts of the track where your momentum shifts and the car balances all over the place. That was sensational. What a move. Is Barney out with a white flag?
He will be. 20 seconds on the clock. 1 lap to go. 1 lap left to run. And for Warboys, he's got a little bit of time in hand, but importantly, he's got a car between him and Ryan Mueller in Shane Randall as they run through turn 1 here.
Oh, Stacey's goes in there as well.
He is indeed.
I'll tell you what, you're not going to move off your line at the moment all night tonight. If you moved off your line, you've had someone ready to jump in there and take that space from you. And it's been sensational.
Ryan's going to try and send it up the inside at turn 5. Gets that through. Boyd right there as well on Randall. So Randall in the span of about half a lap has dropped from first down to third. But the podium could still be on for him. I think the win is now too far away for Ryan Mueller. But the podium position of P3 is still on the line between Stacey Boyd and Shane Randall at this stage. And just to give some props to Shane here, he's a single screen user sinker. He's someone who struggles to see cars around him, and he's driving one of his best races here tonight at the front of the field.
He has. It must be the new livery, mate. He shouldn't change it no matter what happens.
That's been the same livery he's run all season, Sinker.
Has he? Oh, he's been hiding.
He has. Ron Mueller, though, has gone off the road at the oak tree, and he's run now just off the podium. It's let Randall and Boyd through.
That hard work.
All the hard work of Mueller, and it's come crumbling away in the dying embers. As we run up to Madison Avenue, into the roller coaster. Blake Warboys leads. Boyd and Mueller going door to door. Randall's in P2. It's Boyd, it's Mueller. Which one of them's going to come out on top? But the one that's going to come out on top in this race is WK&P Sim Sports, and it's going to be Blake Warboys in an incredible effort, in an incredible race, battling his way through from the back of the field to the very front. Blake Warboys takes the win in race 2. Randall gets his first podium in SRW, and Stacey Boyd, the resident American, takes home P3 in his first outing for his new team. Incredible race.
Bad luck there for Ryan tonight, mate. No, hats off to everyone out there. They put on an epic fight, epic show, and Ryan was just that little bit unlucky there. He just went wide when he needed to keep it all together. If you've got a few seconds there, mate, can we have a look to see what happened? Did he miss a breaking point? Or did he just was he over ambitious? He was on his own, wasn't he? There he is.
Oh, he's a little bit too ambitious. A little bit too much, too much pace.
The rear end went, the rear end went. It could have been worse. Could have been a lot worse. What a drive by these boys. Shane Randall, Stacey Boyd, hats off. Exceptional driving. Blake Warboys from the back. Oh, what could you want on a Sunday night? I'm ready to crack one now, mate.
I mean, it was an incredible race. It was such an epic effort from all the top 4, and I think Mueller can hold his head high in that one there, Sinker. He battled all the way to the end.
Oh, mate, and that I don't care that he finished in the podium. That was his drive of the season.
Yeah,
this one.
That was one of his best.
He showed that he could do it. He just needs to continue on that form, man, because that was amazing driving.
Honestly, was that race for the top 4? Was that the best race of the top 4 all season? All 4 drivers?
I think it was, mate. I was thinking the same thing. I think
it
was so close. We had 2 rear dresses. We had a couple of times the lead cars running wide, missing braking markers. We had a car coming out of the pit lane, getting in the way that caused incidents. It was spectacular all the way through. It was an epic race for a Sunday night, mate. Sensational.
Absolutely sensational stuff as we show the provisional race results there for race 2 this evening. Blake Warboys takes the win out of Shane Randall in his first appearance on the podium here in SRW, and then Stacey Boyd in P3. Ryan Mueller, Will Brownell then make up the top 5 with Jack Andrews, Will Buchanan, Troy Stonestreet, Tim Melford and Jace Douglas for your top 10. Billy Mole and Mick Clifton will then make up the end of the field in this race here this evening. But what a cracking race it was. We'll see if our drivers will be coming and have a chat to us, because that there was some awesome stuff. And I mean, just an incredible race. Wow.
Oh,
wow.
James Scott, small break. And even though we all messaged everyone, and there was promotions out today for tonight's race, he didn't realise we were racing tonight because of the long weekend.
Oh well.
There you go.
You know what though? I think he just took one for the team, Sinker. Because honestly, as good as James is, and we give him his plaudits every week, that race probably would not have been nearly as intense, nearly as good if James was there, because he very likely would have run away from it. So yeah.
Hang on.
Oh.
Hang on. Lap 23. There's a post-race penalty for Stacey Boyd.
Oh. Has that taken him off the podium?
Yes, podium stays the same. It's just the
points.
It's just the points that change the ladder.
Okay.
So officially, he doesn't get the podium, but he gets the points.
Okay.
And position for the ladder, which is more important in the long run, I guess.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
Well, we've got Mr. Randall there. Want to start them off?
Yeah, we'll have a chat to him. We're still waiting on Stacey and Blake to come have a chat to us, so we'll start off with Mr. Randall. Shane, congratulations. First podium in SRW. Started on the pole. Just raced a consistent race. What is it with you and VIR in having some spectacular drives? How are the nerves at the moment, and how was all that racing on a single screen?
Yeah, no, it was good, mate. VIR normally had a bit of pace here, so yeah, it certainly helps having vets on Thursday night here, and yeah, no, pretty stoked to get seconds. Yes, by far and away my best result in SRW.
Now, did you have a feeling the win was on? Because I had no idea.
Nah. I was thinking I'd probably end up 4th or so. Just because I was leading laps, I thought I'll just go a little bit longer, just because it's nice to say I've led some laps. So, didn't think the win was on, and then a little bit Bradbury-esque with a few guys having a bit of trouble up the front there. So yeah, it's good.
Well, Hamish Called it, mate. He waved the magic wand. He wanted you up further, and he said, "Oh, wouldn't he Randall's just sitting there and roundabouts in 5th at the moment, just waiting for things to unravel in front, and then half a lap later, it unravelled up front, and then what we got was a bit cherry popper for you tonight, mate. First podium, well done."
Yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks, boys.
Well, Shane, it was an incredible race for you once again. Your first podium here in SRW. Hopefully it gives you a little bit more confidence now as well, and hopefully it can obviously continue to help you push forward more and more. Do you want to let everyone know who helps get us on track, or do you want to leave that one up to me?
I'll do a little bit, and then you can finish it off, mate.
All right,
so
no worries.
Big thanks to the Infinity Motorsport boys and yourself, Hamish, for pulling the team together, and Black Art Designs for any of your livery needs through Hamish, and just thanks to my family for letting me race, and you boys for doing a good broadcast. So thanks everyone.
No worries, Shane. Thanks so much. Go and have a chat to us. Best of luck next time out on track this coming Sunday as well, and we look forward to seeing how you go on that one.
Beautiful. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Take care, mate. Well done.
The other sponsors for Infinity Motorsport are Infinity Broadcasting, WD-40, iRacing World Challenge, Motorsport Parts Australia as well, and then coming into this new season, Cooler Master as well. So, yeah. Only time I've ever been able to actually give shout-outs to my own team sponsors on this broadcast, Sinker. Only took me 2 years. It finally happened, so that's good. But
it is good, mate. It is good. They've done well.
Yeah, he's
done well.
he's done an effort. He's gotten so much better over the last few seasons. It's good to see it paying off for him. But next up, another driver who's been on the rise over the last few years, our resident American in the field, Stacey Boyd. Stacey, you get up at all hours to come racing with us Australians, and tonight you had one of the best battles I've seen you had. In a battle for a race win, you ended up coming home with a podium, I believe with a post-race penalty applied to that, but it's a podium nonetheless, and a quality race from yourself. What was the pressure like in the... Well, it wouldn't be half asleep because you're used to getting up at this time most likely, but how was the race for you, and talk us through some of the pressure that was applied to you?
It didn't lack excitement. It was just it was pretty warm track conditions, so yeah, just trying to. I think I stayed out too long behind Shane first stint, and then Billy came in, and then when I came out of the pits, I seen a Phoenix car, and I think it was Billy, just flying right behind me, and I was like, I just held it straight. I was like, I don't know where to go. I was going way slower than what they were doing, so it's I was just trying to give Will room to go on the. I think that's Will to get have room on the inside, and then that was just it was just nuts. Everything was nuts. If you missed a braking marker, people just flying off the track, and readdresses didn't go great, and that was just chaos. It was fun though. Definitely keep you on your toes.
Now, what is the mindset as an American? Because obviously I know of a couple of you Yanks who get up at all sorts of hours to come racing with us Australians. Is it just because the supercars racing culture here is a lot stronger than it is in the US? Or is it you've found leagues that you really enjoy racing in and you're willing to give up that sort of, sleep, I guess, to come racing?
It's a bit of both. I really love the supercars. There's nothing like it. It's I really love the Porsche Cup, but it ain't got the grittiness of the supercar. And then I'm in love with the Australian culture. It's I've made so many friends and stuff. It's the people are just straight awesome. So it's it's entertaining. Getting on the sim and talking with new people all the time, and it's just they're hilarious. So it's I love it. Y'all have. I'm a retired military, so y'all pretty much have the same sense of humor. So we get along pretty good.
Stacey, where are you in the States? You're in Alaska, aren't you?
I'm in Buffalo, New York. So I'm basically just below Mosport and just west of Watkins Glen.
Okay, nice. So you go out for some real world practice.
Yeah, I've been to Watkins a couple times.
Nice. That would be a cool one to go. Get the V8s out there, mate. That'd be spectacular. If we can get the real world V8s out there, that'd be sensational.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Anyway, mate, who gets you on track and supports your team?
Debut new team this week. I'm part of the Phase 4 Motorsport Banter Alliance Avengers team. Then so thanks to Vehicle Finance Solutions, HRS, and all the boys for everything all the helpful abuse they provide me in the chat.
Well, Stacey, it was a exceptional performance, an absolute pleasure to talk to you on the podium for the first time. Best of luck next time out on track this coming Sunday, and hopefully this becomes more of a regular thing for you now.
Cheers. Hope so. Thank you.
No worries.
Congratulations, mate. Well done.
And next up, we've got chiming in from Nathan Brown's Discord account, Mr. Blake Warboys in P1 tonight. Blake, talk us through that race, because half the race, Sinker was selling defibrillators. The other half, I was thinking I might need him to sell me one of those defibrillators, because the racing for the last 10 minutes of the top four was as intense as we've seen it get. I mentioned to Steve that that portion of the race, or this whole race, was probably all the drivers in the top four, their best race of the season in terms of how hard they've had to earn that opportunity and earn that positioning. But I also then backed it up with, if James was actually here to race, the end of that race probably would not have been as good, because he very likely either could have run away with it, or it could have just been you two battling it out instead of the top four. Let us know your thoughts there, man, because that was an incredible effort through redressing, through battling door to door with people. I mean, it's a neutral's fantasy because it was as intensive a battle as you can get at the very front of the field.
Yeah, interesting is definitely a word for it.
Well, we have to be somewhat impartial.
But I don't know. I haven't been overly impressed with the driving standards of a few teams the last couple of rounds. But I don't know. And I don't know why I got the redress. It doesn't make sense to me, but we'll move on from that. I don't know. Few of the things I'm not very impressed with. Very impressed with Shane Randall though. Bloody hell, awesome work for him to stay out of the trouble and just come out with a P2. Probably the cleanest in the few I was racing against there. So hats off to him. I don't know. Car felt good. Like to be on a rig I don't know. Pedals I've used once and a wheel I've used once.
And snap straps that hold it together as well.
So lucky it didn't fall apart.
You can actually see your hesitation sometimes. Like you're out, like when you were 2x2 going on the outside. Sometimes you can sort of see that right there. I'm like, normally he'd keep going there, but he sort of like back off a little bit. And it was like, there wasn't that faith that you would normally have in your car and your rig.
Oh, well, we've gone from a triple screen to a single screen, so you have no idea where the car is next to you. So you're trying to give as much room as possible. You're trying to be clean and just hope you get the all clear so you can just sneak it across. But you know,
It's solid as a rock for years.
says the bloody owner of the rig.
Should we do a GoFundMe for him?
Oh, I think so. Like that, he put it to. It's been sitting in his spare room since he moved into his house almost 2 years ago. And I say I'm coming down for a wedding, and he's like, "Oh, I better put it together then." So it's done 80 odd gig of updates. We've strapped a direct drive wheel onto the poor thing, and it's lucky it hasn't fallen apart. Like this was my first ever rig from before COVID started, so it's had a very rough life, and it's had a lot of different equipment bolted to it. So it's holding up well done, Next Level Racing.
Well, we did say that it's probably got a fair bit of bacteria on it.
Oh yeah, this seat's a bit. Oh, how you doing? But it's a lot. It's actually quite comfortable. I don't mind it.
Just don't look at it and touch it.
Yeah, pretty much. Don't look at it. Yeah, I spilled ice cream on it, so I don't really want to know what's eating at it now. But anyway.
I love it, mate. Before we get into the who supports you, how's the bub going, mate? You getting sleep?
Well, very on and off sleep the last couple of nights, staying at a little cabin. Especially when it's like negative degrees, very, very cold. But no, she's doing good, loving her swimming. Being
growing extremely fast.
Yeah, growing way too fast. She's over 6 kilos now. I can't fit my fingers around her thighs anymore. So, she's growing really strong. Likes her music. We found her favorite song. So,
what is it?
Get Low. Get Low.
Oh, Get Low. Okay, cool.
I was saying that the other night. She started smiling, so that was funny. But her personality is definitely coming out, and that's where a lot of the attention's going at the moment. It's good stuff.
Excellent. Good to hear, mate. Good to hear. It's a smile that you'll never forget, mate. That's for sure.
Oh, come home after a horrible day at work and you see her, and it's her and
you forget about everything.
Giant smile. Giant smiles.
Yeah, highly recommend it to anyone out there. Even if you don't want one, get one.
If you're thinking about it, just do it. It's worth it, 100%.
Well, Mr. Warboys, Daddy Warboys, as we call you here, who gets you on track and supports your team, mate?
So thank you to Nathan, my best mate, for letting me use his rig, I guess you could call it. Johnny for letting me use his Logitech DD for the weekend. Wodonga Karts and Parks, Crop Promotion Karts Australia, Stone Street Plumbing, Superchip Auto and the Superchip Group of Companies, Pool Guys Adelaide, LGC Images, Dave 37 Racing, Warboys Motorsport, Send It Don't Bend It, Amp Air, M1 Cars, and Pecky's Performance and Dyno Tune. and Jem for letting me always jump on and race.
You got to thank the wife, mate. Well
Gotta
done,
thank
mate.
the wife,
Congratulations. Epic drive, mate.
Thanks,
the
guys.
boys made you work hard. Good
Yeah,
luck
they did.
next week.
No worries.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Well, definitely didn't want to get as candid as Ryan Wood did today in his post-race interviews. Sinker did Mr. Warboys, but understandably, it's quite an intense situation. It's very intense battling at the front of the field, all going for a race win, and it's everyone's obviously got their opinions. Nathan's saying that's one hell of a rig. Are you talking about Blake or the actual rig, Nathan?
Now, Nathan. Is it after 9:30? Yeah, it's after 9:30. It's
Yeah,
all right. You can talk about his rig.
Yeah. I think the narrative of that race pretty much was, it was as intense as it was, and as the opinions of the drivers would be, because obviously every driver has an opinion. Whether they're more understanding than others, that's up to them.
Perspective, mate, is different all the time. It was from our broadcast perspective, that was 5 cars fighting for every little bit of bitumen out there. Some moves happened here and there, but there was readdresses that happened as well. Some guys were a little bit unfortunate, like Billy Mole, who unfortunately after sitting in 3rd and 4th for most of the race, he's ended up finishing down in 11th. But mate, it was. We both hate this track, but you know what? It's this week. It's given us a great show on Tuesday night and tonight on Sunday night as well.
I think I'll be honest. I'm actually starting to like this track now, because within the span of 4 days, Shane has finished P5 and then P2 at VIR. So I might need to start liking this track more, or maybe I should just keep hating it, because then it gives him good luck. But
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the more I hate the circuit, the better he does, and he just start just absolutely demoralizing other circuits. But I mean, it's an intense race, it's an intense series, it's an intense car. Everyone's going to get overwhelmed with emotions at some point. Ironically, the coolest head of the bunch was someone who didn't even expect to get a podium tonight, and he was just like, "Oh, I got P2, cool. That's it's good for him." Where the other guys were getting elbows out, getting tooth and nailed, and just absolutely, having a good battle on track from our perspective, Singer, but definitely maybe getting a bit of red mist in the cockpit as well.
Yeah, it was a tough race tonight. It was blades out, 100%, and thank God there was no machetes. But another great night on the Sunday night, which we always look forward to and love. So thank you, viewers, for coming out and joining the race with us. There was 40+ people watching tonight, so spectacular. Thank you for the support. And Hamish, great job tonight, mate. Well done.
No worries, thank you. It was it was a good race. I'm glad that we have VIR in the rearview mirror personally, but we've got 3 weeks left to run of SRW in total. 2 weeks left of the Sunday series this season. Next week we are heading out to Sonoma Raceway for the NASCAR short layout on the Tuesday Supercars series and the Sunday Supercars series as well. For the Wednesday Moser Racing Super Formula Lights Championship, we're heading out to Alton Park for round 7 at that for that series, and then for the Toyota JR86 Nationals, we're heading out to Snetterton for the long circuit, for the slightly shortened circuit as well. And then, as I said, Sunday we are back at Sonoma for the second to last round before our final round of the season, the Enduro race at Sebring. So still 2 rounds to go of this series, 3 rounds to go of our regular series. Plenty of racing still to come. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, the bell icon. So then, you guys are notified whenever we go racing, because there's so much more racing to come. Championships are going to be decided, and it's only going to get more and more intense towards the end of this season as well. Big shout out there has to go to our series sponsors, including our title sponsors, Warren & Brown Tools, for their support of the Sunday Viet Supercars Championship and the Tuesday Viet Supercars Series, as well to Moser Racing for coming on board as the title sponsor of the Super Formula Lights Championship and as the Australian Open Wheel Nationals as well. I believe that date is being announced this week, Cinco?
Yep, it will be, I think it's the 6th. It's the Wednesday after our season finishes, basically.
Yep. Yeah, it's normally it's around about the week after, 9 times out of 10. So But no, it's been an incredible race once again, an incredible season once again as well. We've also got to shout out our other series sponsors, Shunt Scenery, Groom Industries, home of the V8 Coffee Table, which can be found on Prime Video's Top Gear Australia during the news interviews and other studio segments as well. As Phoenix Driver Development, you can message PDD on Facebook or Laz and Rehan Leonage on Discord. Set yourselves up with some supercar setups, awesome training sessions as well. They specialise in the supercars and do every car type from the 2009 Ford Falcon all the way up to the Gen 3 supercar as well. But I've been Hamish Munro with Steve Sinkovic alongside for round 13 of Season 1 of the Warner Brown Tools V8 Supercars Championship here for 2025 at Virginia International Raceway. See you guys next week for Sonoma, but until then, stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.
This is amazing. I was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mosca and Cam Waters. Almost the same situation. Better contact going down to the hill. Sam Noble wants to sniff on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble bottle right now because, tell you what, Bruce Tanner